Hi my lovely people, today is the day my 3 big fat sample packs gonna be released. I released the Future Bass Classics with 421 samples and 300 presets, the Progressive House Classics with 301 samples and 300 presets, and the Future House Classics with 385 samples and 300 presets. For this video I picked the Future House sample pack, and I want to show you what you can achieve with these pack to demonstrate you that it is amazing. I pick a 6 song from our boy Brooks, and I will remake it with using samples and presets of my pack. I only take a few organic instruments like pianos and guitars from another VSTs for a bit of layering. So guys, let's get straight into the video. But wait. Here is a little sneak peek. So guys, firstly I was listening to the amazing and super crispy sounding break by Brooks that sounds like this. It is super epic melodic, and I wanted to achieve that same extremely crispy sounding sound. So guys, what you think I am gonna do? Of course I hop into my Synth 1 Future House sound bank. Ha. So first I picked the chords 2 preset because it contains out of 2 8 voice saw waves and it is not detuned at all, what makes it super crispy. Then guys, I tried to remake the melody from Brooks by listening to the original a few times. I started by recreating the top melody first. That was pretty easy. After that I tried to listen to the bass line carefully, and then I recreated the bass line. And to the end I heard a note between the top melody and the bass line, so I recreated it. This is how it sounds. Then guys, I just done the same with the whole pattern. I speed up the process for now. Nice. Thought's a solid foundation, but guys, I wanted to make these chords extra crispy like chips, and I wanted it to make more thick also. So you guys know what I am gonna do. I layer these chords with a few more chord presets from the Future House sound bank. For example, I choose the chords 3 for even more crispiness. Then I took chords 4 because they're more detuned and it has a bit white noise, so it makes the chords more wide. Then I took chords 5 for more crisp. Then chord 7 for extra crisp. After that I choose chords 8 because they are more detuned. So guys, and for the last step I made a weird trick. I took just a layer of white noise that plays the whole time. This layer of white noise makes the chords extra crisp, and it gives the whole thing a strong boost of power. So one of you guys always wanted to know how I process the chords, so I show you. I put all the chords into channel 1, and I took out the very low frequencies to give the bass line the space later. Then I compressed them together with the OTT. Then I put a reverb on top, and for the side chain I put a kickstart on top, but the side chain kicks in only in the drop. As you guys can see, I mixed the chord layers together right here with these knobs. Now guys, I show you how I made the bass line. The bass line consists out of 3 mid basses and 1 sub bass. I wanted to achieve an extremely gritty and rough bass line, so I hopped into my Spire sound bank. Separately, the bass preset sounds like this. That was bass 3. This is bass 4. And this, guys, is my lovely bass 6. I love how rough it sounds. And underneath I have a solid sub bass. Together they sound like this. Guys, and that is pretty much the break. I heard very quietly some claps playing in the background, so I dragged in some drop claps to give it a bit of rhythm. And to give it more energy I put in one of my impact sounds from my pack. In the middle of the break I put in some synth drop sounds and a few drum fills to give the track more dynamics. And I made a simple drum fill customly. As you guys can see here, I played a little bit with the cutoff. At this point some built-up drums kicks in. And also the vocal chop. The bass line and the chords are playing a different rhythm like this. And then only the bass line plays a very tensioning dark rhythm what makes you want to hear the drop very bad, and the vocal chops repeating each other for even more tension. The built-up drums are still playing, and at this point I dragged in some tonal risers and cymbal risers, a crashed sound in the drum fill from the original track. Now guys, let's listen to the whole break and build up together. Now guys, we are going further to the drop. When you know the original track you know that the drops sound very energetic, but also very melodic. I really like that. Therefore, I took the exact chords as I showed you before, but I let them play a different rhythm like this. And guys, maybe some of you have noticed, I dragged in another preset. I put it in because it is very detuned and I wanted to make the chords a bit more wide and thick in the drop. Guys, I have done the same with the bass line. It is just the same bass line I showed you before, but it only plays a different rhythm right here. Guys, do you like it more when I say bass line or bass line? Ha. For the bass line I did something very unorthodox. I dragged in a kick in the top kick that plays also the meaty of the bass line to give it some extra punch. And in the drop I dragged in an organic sounding bass guitar. For the drop melody I choose the exact presets as I showed you before for the chords, but it plays the top melody. I put the leads all into one channel, cut out the very lows, compressed them with the OTT, distorted the crap out of them with a decapitator, and I gave them some reverb that is linked inverted to the peak controller. With this technique you achieve that the reverb only kicks in when your sound is not playing, so your mix doesn't get messy. I forget to tell you, but I did the same thing with the chords in the drop I showed you before. Nice. Then guys, to make the top melody a bit more present in the mix, I let the melody play by 2 pluck sounds from my Spire bank. Then guys, to give the drop a stronger body I copied the MIDI from the chords and I pasted it into some organic instruments like a piano. I've done the same thing with a guitar. And for the drop I set up another layer of white noise, but this time I put a bunch of reverb onto it to make it real wide. This white noise gives the drop much more energy. Now we are going further to the drum loop. It is pretty simple. It contains out of a kick, a top kick, a press-shifted clap loop, and some more layered claps to let it hit harder. Then I dragged in some crowd noise and a crash, and here are some ride sounds. For the second part 1 dragged in some hi-hat loops and more ride sounds. Before the second part of the drop, I let some risers do their work. And now we are almost done. The last thing I have done is some ear candy to give the track even more energy and to keep it interesting, therefore I made stuff like this. My lovely people, we are ready with this track. Before we are listening to the track, I have to recommend the Future House sample pack to you. As you can see, it contains everything you need to do a Future House style track like this. The presets are amazing, and also the samples are high quality. So hop on my website and get it. For the people that have purchased some preset packs from me before, I'll let you know that all presets in here are updated and perfectionized. So friends, let's listen what these pack can do. For those guys of you who can't afford the pack, I also release these FLP for you for absolutely free with all the used samples and presets. I know I could earn more money with it, but guys, I love you. Thanks for watching.